Welcome everyone, welcome to Clarity for Sure classes. So today we are going to discuss about National Cooperation Policy 2025 unveiled by the Ministry of Cooperation. So cooperatives have always been a pillar for the India's socio-economic development, and the National Cooperation Policy has been specifically designed to empower the farmers, the artisans and the workers, and to ensure them the equitable rights and equitable growth to all the citizens of India. So in today's session we are going to discuss about the National Cooperation Policy 2025 in detail. So let's start today's session. The very first thing, the National Cooperation Policy 2025 has basically aimed, the basic aim, it is a strategic roadmap for the revitalizing of India's socio-economic development and the nation's goal of becoming Viksit Bharat by the end of the year 2047. To become Viksit Bharat by the end of the year 2047, and this by Sahkar Se Samriddhi. It is rooted by the ethos of Sahkar Se Samriddhi, and this policy is basically designed and aims to build the unique strength of India's cooperative tradition, to promote the economic democratization and to uplift the rural economics through its collective participation under the National Cooperative Policy. So India has more than one-fourth of the world's largest cooperatives, and it has achieved, now India have 8.44 lakh cooperatives, in which 2 lakh cooperatives, they are credit cooperatives, and 6 lakhs are non-credit cooperatives, and it has over 30 crore members and more than one-fourth of the world's cooperatives which is India is having. Moving forward in today's session, the very first question, that what is cooperatives? So a cooperative is an autonomous association of persons, those who are united and voluntarily to meet their common economic, social and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned, democratically member controlled and enterprise. So there are two types of cooperatives, credit and non-credit cooperatives. What is the basic difference? The basic difference of the function, that the credit cooperative provides financial services like loans and the savings, but the non-credit cooperatives provide goods services like the farming inputs, the housing, etc. When we take example, PACS, Urban Cooperative Bank, these are the example of the credit cooperatives, and the non-credit cooperatives like dairy, marketing, consumer, housing cooperatives, etc. So what are the principles of cooperatives? Let's discuss. The very first principle of cooperatives is the autonomy and the independence. The education and the training, the second principle. Third one is cooperation and cooperative. Concern for the community, for the development of the community of each member. Voluntarily and open membership. Any member can, any person, any individual can join by their voluntarily. Democratic member control and the member economic participation. These are the basic principles of cooperative policy which makes it unique and functionable. So let's discuss about the vision, mission and the objectives of the National Cooperative Policy. First, let's discuss the vision. So what is the vision behind the National Cooperative Policy 2025? So to significantly contribute to the India's collective ambition of becoming Viksit Bharat by the end of 2047. India has aimed to become Viksit Bharat by the end of 2047, and the national cooperative policy is one of the key roadmap to achieve this Viksit Bharat by the end of the year 2047. Through the promotion of what? Through the promotion of environment conducive and the sustainable cooperative developments, and following the vision of Sahkar Se Samriddhi. What is the mission? The mission of the National Cooperative Policy is to create an enabling legal, economic and institutional framework that will strengthen the dependence of the cooperative movement at the grassroots level, and that will facilitate them to the transformation of cooperative enterprises into the professionally managed and transparent way of working with technology enabled and a vibrant network. Let's discuss about the objectives of the National Cooperative Policy. So the National Cooperative Policy basically stands with 16 objectives. Let's discuss it one by one. The very first objective is to foster and accessible and affordable finance and equal business opportunities to every individual. The second objective is to create a conducive legal regulatory body in the cooperative societies. The third one is to promote the development of cooperative business and ecosystem. The fourth is to enhance the cooperation among the cooperatives through strengthening the cooperative structure and the geographical independence. The fifth one is to enhance the technology adoption for efficient and transparent management. The sixth one is to encourage the multidimensional expansion. The seventh objective is to promote the inclusive and member centrally and reaching out to every corner of the country. The eighth one is to enable the transformation of cooperative into a professionally environment. The ninth objective is to promote and encourage the entry of cooperatives in new and the emerging sectors of the economy. The 10th objective is to promote the cooperatives as people's movement, particularly involving the youth and the women of the country. The 11th objective is to motivate and inspire the youth, especially those who are in rural and semi-urban areas. The 12th objective is to promote the environment-friendly practices and sustainable practices. The 13th objective is to promote an ecosystem for skilling and upskilling, skill development program for the youth and the women's. The 14th objective is to promote the development standardized by the high quality, cooperative focused courses, etc. The 15th objective is to develop an ecosystem that will facilitate the ease of hiring the suitable candidates by the cooperatives. And the last objective is to ensure the availability of cooperative sectors, practitioners as part-time resource persons and quality teachers, instructors, trainers, etc. These are the 16 objectives of the National Cooperation Policy 2025. So the policy, the National Cooperative Policy is being structured in 6 pillars and 16 objectives. Just now we dealt with the 16 objectives. Now let's see what are the basic 6 pillars. The very first pillar is to strengthen the foundation of the legal reforms for a better governance. The second one is making the cooperatives ready for the future generation by creating an ecosystem and a professional management in the cooperative sectors. The third one is to promote the inclusivity and independent reach by promoting the cooperative-led inclusive development and cooperatives as a people's movement. The fourth pillar is to enter the new and emerging sectors of India like biogas, clean energy, etc. The fifth pillar is to shape the young and youth, the younger generation of the society, and the women's also, by providing them different training programs, by providing them accurate and separate courses for the cooperatives. And the sixth pillar is to shape young generation for cooperative growth by providing them skill development programs, the courses, training, and whatever it's being needed for their development. These are the 6 pillars in which the national cooperative policy is being based. Now, in India, we are having 6 type of cooperative societies. The very first type is the credit cooperative societies, the housing cooperative society, the worker cooperative society, consumer cooperative society, marketing cooperative society, and the producer cooperative society. So totally in India we are having basically 6 type of cooperative societies. Now let's discuss about how it's being implemented and monitored by the government of India. So what is the implementation of the national cooperative policy? So by implementation cell for the effective and we can say that timely implementation of the national cooperative policy, there is an implementation cell by the government. The second one is the National Steering Committee on the Cooperation Policy for the overt guidance if needed in interministerial coordination, the periodic policy review, etc. And the third one is policy implementation and the monitoring committee for coordination with the sources for the troubleshooting implementation if they face any trouble in implementing the policies, for coordination under the cooperative societies. So this is being how it's being implemented and monitored. Now let's discuss the key highlights of the National Cooperative Policy 2025. When we talk about the legislative and the institutional reforms under the key highlights of this policy, so amendment of the state cooperative laws has been made, digitalization of registrar offices and real-time databases has been provided. The second one is the financial empowerment. It has now strengthened 3-tier credit structure, that is your PSES, DCCB and the SCB, the scheduled commercial banks. The next one is they have now promote cooperative banks and umbrella organizations. The third one is business ecosystem and development. Now the modern cooperative villages with multi-purpose things are being made, and the development of rural cluster levels. The fourth one is the model cooperative villages as a self-reliant rural units through the cooperative-led household and focus approach. And the key highlights of the legislative and institutional reforms are it is enhancing the transparency and autonomy. The financial improvement is ensuring the credit flow under this policy and the financial inclusion. The business ecosystem and development is to make the cooperative growth engines for the rural economy, and the model cooperative village is acting as a replicable framework for the rural development. Coming to the future readiness and technology. So now the development of national cooperative stack integrated with AgriStack and the promote of ONDC integration, which is now building digital first innovation driven cooperatives. The open network for digital commerce. Now the GEM platform adoption has been taken, the cooperative incubators and centers of excellence have been implemented, which is democratizing e-commerce in India. Now the government e-marketplace, the GEM, which was being launched in the year 2016 by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which is now enhancing the efficiency and accountability in the implementation. The next is your inclusivity measures through active participation of the youth, the women, the under-reserved caste, that is your ST, SC, and differently abled with model bylaws for gender representation, which is now promoting the inclusive and participatory cooperatives, and model bylaws, which is a representative sample and guide to frame bylaws for which is now ensuring the transparent governance and the legal clarity under this policy. Let's discuss the key takeaways of National Cooperative Policy 2025. So now the very first key takeaway we should remember that India has now over 8.44 lakh cooperatives with 30 plus crore members. The National Cooperative Policy is basically aimed to make the cooperatives a key drivers for achieving the Viksit Bharat by the year 2047 through Sahkar Se Samriddhi. The third one is the policy is also suggesting the expansion of cooperatives into a new sectors like the clean energy, the waste management and the technology. The fourth one, it is focused on the legal reforms, the digitalization and the financial empowerment. And the last key takeaway is the policy is basically promoting the inclusive participation of women, youth and their scheduled tribe and the scheduled caste of community. So that's all for today's session. That's all for National Cooperation Policy 2025. I hope you must have understood. If you like the video, subscribe our channel, join us on Telegram and follow us on Instagram. Thank you. That's all for today. Thank you so much.